Hey guys, welcome back. So today, as promised, I am sharing another book basket with you. It is going to be all about Apple picture books. This is actually part one of a two-part series. Today I'm going to preview all of the books that are in our book basket, and then on Tuesday I'm going to post another video where I show you how we use the book basket in our homeschool. I'm going to take you along on our family vlog as we head to an apple orchard. I'm going to share an Instant Pot applesauce recipe, and then lastly you'll get a follow along with the kids and I as we do a story time snack hour that is apple themed. It will be a lot of fun, so make sure you stick around. So I feel a little fancy today. I have apple cider in my mug instead of just black coffee as normal, and it also has some whipped cream. It's really, really good, but it's starting to melt. So I'm gonna take a few sips of this and then grab my glasses and we will take a look at all of the books that are in our Apple book basket this fall. The first book on my list today is The Apple Orchard Riddle, and this is a new book to us this year and it's super fun. It is about Mr. Tiffin and his class who are going on a field trip to their local apple orchard. While they are on their field trip, Mr. Tiffin offers a riddle for them to solve. Show me a little red house with no windows and no door, but with a star inside. And so as you go through the books, you follow along with the class as they learn all of the different parts and pieces of their local apple orchard. They go through and see the trees in the field, farm equipment, the barn, the cider press, just everything that you would find in a local apple orchard. The very back page of the book has a review page of all of the facts that the kids will learn as they are part of Mr. Tiffin's class that day. And so this was really fun just to go back through and review with the kids. Next up, we have an oldie but a goodie, 10 Apples Up on Top. Now, if you are a Dr. Seuss fan or any of these beginner books fans, you will enjoy this book. It has a lot of counting and rhyming and repetition. Inside of the book, you will follow along with lions and dogs as they are stacking apples on top of their heads, and then they run into a little bit of trouble with a bear family. It is great for toddlers and little children. My Ezra absolutely loves counting the apples in this book, and Mariah, my early reader, really loves trying to read some of the words because this is definitely geared more towards her reading level. Next up, we have The Apple Pie Tree. This is a story about a tree that grows the very best ingredient of an apple pie, apples. In the story, you follow along with two sisters as they are watching an apple tree grow throughout the seasons. This book is special because of its collage style illustrations, and it's really fun and great for elementary school and preschool age kids. At the back of the book, there is actually a page that goes a little bit more in depth about how bees help apples grow, as well as an apple pie recipe. So speaking of apple pie, the apple pie that Papa baked, and I'm not sure if this cover, if you can see this translating on camera, but the cover of this book has the most beautiful red foil text and just little details on the cover. It is so beautiful. The star of this book is definitely the illustrations. There are actually several pages in the book that do not have text and only have illustrations. And the text of this book really builds upon itself. You're repeating some of the same things over and over. For instance, this is the tree crooked and strong that grew the apples juicy and red that went in the pie warm and sweet that Papa baked. This is definitely one of our favorites this year, and I think you will enjoy it as well. If you have a young reader in the house, I'm sure you are familiar with the Mr. Putter and Tabby reader series, and this is called Mr. Putter and Tabby Pick the Pears. Now, I know that this does not specifically cite apples in the title, but this book is all about apple and pear trees. Poor Mr. Putter's cranky legs will not allow him to climb the ladder to pick the fruit as he has done in years past. So he and Tabby have to get very creative and actually make a slingshot out of a pair of old underwear, which my kids just thought was absolutely hilarious. So this is a book you are definitely going to enjoy, and if you have an early reader, this will be one that they can try to read aloud themselves. Next, you cannot create an apple book basket without including some books about Johnny Appleseed. So this here is one of the tales by Stephen Kellogg. He is actually one of Noah's absolute favorite authors and illustrators. And this is Johnny Appleseed, A Tall Tale Retold and Illustrated by Stephen Kellogg. Again, this is another picture book that the illustrations are just kind of the star of the show. This is a story depicting all of the tall tales and kind of far-fetched stories about the legendary John Chapman as he is taking seeds and apple trees along the American frontier. The other book starring Johnny Appleseed in our basket this year is Johnny Appleseed, a Poem by Reeve Lindbergh. Like the title says, it is a poem, and so it has rhyming words, which makes it a really easy and fun read. The illustrations in this book kind of remind me of some of those like 500-piece and 1,000-piece puzzles that you can purchase a lot of places this time of year with fall pictures on them. The borders of the text pages just have this really great quilt style border to them that feature different apples and apple trees. My kids really enjoyed this book and we have read it several times already this season. Next up, we have Up, 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 It's Apple Picking Time. And this is a story about Miles and his family as they get up early one morning and travel to their grandparents' apple orchard, where the entire family gets involved in the harvest season and in selling apples from the orchard. This book is great at describing different varieties of apples. Inside of the front and back covers, there are these really great illustrations that have lots of different apple varieties labeled that you can take a look at. And the very last page of the book even has a Granny's microwave bake apples recipe that you can do with your kids. Here is another book that is new to us in our house this year, Rita and Ralph's Rotten Day. I actually just saw this on the end cap at the library and picked it up. I thought the cover and the title were really catchy, and after giving it a quick read, I knew that my kids would really enjoy it. This is a story about Rita and Ralph who live in two little houses on two little hills, and they are best friends. And every day they go up and down the hills to meet one another underneath an apple tree. But one day the worst happens and Rita and Ralph get into a fight. And as you read, you watch as they have to work out how to apologize to one another and how to say I'm sorry and really mean it. So it's kind of neat to watch this conflict resolution unfold before your eyes. And again, it all just takes place underneath an apple tree. At the back of the book, there is a note from the author where they talk about the fact that the book is based on the classic hand game Mr. Wiggle and Mr. Waggle. And it even provides you with hand motions that you can use as you read the story with your child to kind of make it a little bit more interactive. This book was really fun for my first grader, Mariah, and I think it will definitely make an appearance in our apple basket for years to come. The last book in our basket this year is Apple Picking Time, and this is a dragonfly book that my older kids especially have enjoyed. It is a little bit of a longer picture book for sure, and it just gets into a lot more detail about the apple picking harvest time in the valley. You follow along with Anna and her family as they take off time from school and work and all of their responsibilities to get up before the sun and head to the apple orchard to work. In this book, I feel like you really build a relationship with sweet little Anna and her family, and I would definitely say this is a great picture book for elementary and middle school kids. Okay guys, well I think that wraps things up for today. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of the books that we have in our Apple book basket this year. I hope that this gives you some ideas and encouragement to read some new books with your kids this fall. Like I said, this is part one of a two-part video series, so make sure you come back on Tuesday where I will be sharing the second part of this video where I show you how we use these books in our homeschool. And so you don't want to miss any of that, so make sure that you subscribe subscribe to my channel, hit the red subscribe button down below if you haven't done so already. And of course, like this video. I really appreciate it. Anytime you guys just give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment. Tell me your favorite Apple themed picture book that you just love to read with your kids. I'm always looking for new titles and I would love to hear from you. I hope that you and your kids are enjoying this beautiful fall season. See you later.